and 80 times 3 is 240 already. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 80 times 3, yeah.
And we only want to 200. So it's going to be in the negative 40 for 3.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to go negative 40 and negative 120.
Yeah. Because the distance we're traveling is only 200 meters. And so that gives us the indication that 3 and 4 hours means that you've passed your destination. You've gone further than 200 kilometers. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you're graphing it, you'd start at 200. And then you would go, you'd be down, yeah, negative. And when do they hit 0?
At 3.
Would it be? It would be at 2.5. Because then we're down here for 3.
Oh yeah, it is 2.5.
Yeah, and down even further for 4. But that's not valid. Does that make anything? Yeah. Anything here is not valid because it's not. You can't have it like a negative distance. Does that make sense? When you're doing your thing. But you could have, so that's 2.5, and then you'd have 2, and you'd have 1.5, and then you'd have 1. So 1 would be, what time would 1 be? Sorry, my X's aren't very clear.
My school's been really slack with this. Like not all my subjects can be bothered to do Zoom calls. It's really annoying. Some of them.
That would be. Oh, my thing is really bad. Sorry. Diagram. Okay, does that make sense?
Okay.
What I've drawn? So this would be, where is it? That would be the linear model. I'm just going to write it. Is that how you spell linear? I didn't even know. Cool?
Yeah, okay.
Does it all make sense? Tell me if it doesn't.
Does yeah, I think it does. Cool. So
then how far would Tina be after 1.5 hours?
Just drawing it.
Oh, in your workbook?
Oh, after 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah. It's already on my model on the whiteboard.
Like 80.
Yeah.
So then it says, use the graph to show how far to you after 1.5, right? So it's and 1A. Oh, 1A was oh, I didn't write 1A. What was 1A again? The asking. Explain the terms. Alright, so 200. Oh, so how long will it take exactly? So it takes 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours for it to travel.
To get to our friend's house?
Yeah.
No, to get to our friend's house, it would be when we reach 0.
Yeah, which was 1.5, wasn't it?
Which was 2.5.
Oh no, it was 2.5, right? 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then E.
Yep.
What's the value after 4 hours?
E. What's the value? 4 hours. Oh, it was minus 120, wasn't it?
Yep. and then explain why it can only be used for particular values. It's kind of what we were talking about before.
Explain why linear mode can be used particular values of t as context.
Do you have any idea what it would be? Well, what do the negatives on 3 and 4 indicate?
That you've gone past
your... And so they would be outside the capacity of our model. So because we only want to travel 200 kilometers, that the values of 3 and 4 give an indication that we have traveled past the 200. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool.
So that's what it's asking, is it?
Yeah. It's saying like, why can we only use it for 1 through to 2.5 or whatever? Because that when we hit 2.5, that's our distance traveled. And anything past that is past our...
So like this model can only be used for
values up
until you reach 0.
Yeah. Which is all values up to 2.5.
Till 2.5.
Because 3 and 4 would give a negative answer, indicating that we have passed our destination.